everyone, Jessica here and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to share with you 3 new paper packs by Hunkydory. These are the Duo Design paper pads. So this one here is Floral Delight and Watercolour Wash. Then we have Vintage Maps and Aged Paper. And then lastly we have the Terrazzo Chic and Splendid Speckle. So I'm going to flip through these paper pads so you can see the type of designs that are included. So these are 8 by 8 inch pads. They're 150 GSM in weight. There's 48 sheets within each pack and you get 4 of each design, but they are double-sided. And this is a coated cardstock as well. So if we just flip through this first one, you can see that both sides coordinate in their colour scheme. So as I said, they are double-sided, but you are getting 4 sheets. So it means you can have essentially 2 of each sheet. But you can see the really lovely variation. You've got different kinds of designs. You've got different size speckles, and this terrazzo pattern is, hopefully I said that right, it is slightly different. It varies from each design, and you've got then different sort of colour combinations. And I think these are going to be absolutely perfect for maybe those masculine cards as well. They'll make a really great background. And I really love that speckled design as well. We all do quite like to have a sort of splattered background, and I think these are going to be just perfect. So now we'll move on to the Vintage Maps and Aged Paper. So these are exactly the same again. There's 48 sheets, 150 GSM, and they are double-sided. And I think these are absolutely beautiful. So you have these old vintage maps in here, different parts of maps. Then you have sort of bigger global maps in here, and then you've got that vintage paper on the reverse side, which again will go really perfectly. So these are going to be great for any voyage cards, anyone going off on holiday, maybe to go and live somewhere else. Perfect for scrapbooking, mini scrapbooks if you've been on holiday. I think these are just really perfect for lots of different kinds of cards and projects. And again, I think they'll be perfect for those masculine cards as well if somebody is interested in travelling. So the last pack we've got, this is a floral pack. So I have used quite a bit of this. This is the Floral Delight and Watercolour Wash. So like I said, I've used quite a bit because being part of the Hunkydory design team, one of their latest releases, I did use quite a lot of this paper for those memory book projects. But I'll go through sort of more so the sheets that I haven't used. But you can see just how beautiful these kinds of designs are. Like the packaging says, it's sort of that watercolour. You've got a great variety of different kinds of flowers and designs in here. You've got some that are really vibrant, really quite busy. Some that are busy with colour, some that are more muted. I think these are just some really beautiful designs in here. Like I said, I've used quite a few of these already in a project for their design team, and I just absolutely love them. So for today's video, what I wanted to do was create a couple of card bases and backgrounds just using the scraps that I've got left over from this particular paper pack. As you can see, I've probably got about half the pack now, which I have sort of dived into. And I wanted to make sure that I used these and they didn't go to waste, but I also wanted to have something that I could kind of have just in my stash if I had a particular card that I needed to make, or if I perhaps got a new stamp set, something like that, then I could pull out this background and it's all kind of ready to go. So the other side of this is I'm struggling a little bit with my creativity at the moment. It seems to have taken a little bit of a hit, and I thought this might be a nice easy way of sort of just sitting down and creating something from scratch and maybe just get that old creativity sort of flowing again. So to create my backgrounds, what I'm going to do is cut these into strips. So I'm going to be making an 8 by 8 inch card. So I've got a card base already to one side, and because these papers are obviously 8 by 8, that's going to be perfect because I'm going to trim this down, and then it's going to allow me just to do a little bit of matte and layering as well. So what I'm going to do is take each of the sheets that I have already chopped into, and I'm going to cut 1 inch strips from this. So you could go bigger or smaller, it depends what kind of design you want your background to be, but I thought 1 inch would give enough variety on the card to use up these scraps, but it would also then give a good amount of the floral design as well. So creating backgrounds using your scraps, especially if they are coming from a paper pack that all kind of works together, this is a really great way of using all of those papers together, because all of the hard work has already been done for you, so coordinating these papers together. So I end up only using the floral sides, but of course you could use then that watercolour wash side, the reverse side of these as well, get a little bit of variation in there. But all the hard work's been taken out for you. Everything goes together really well. That's how they've put their, people like Hunkydory, that's how they've put their paper packs together. It all is going to complement each other really nicely. So if you do find that you're not sure what to do, you've got paper packs lying around, you're not 100% sure what to do with them, I do find that these are a really great way of using up those paper packs, and again, like I said then, using up any scraps that you have. So I'm cutting a 1-inch strip from all of the sheets that I have got as scraps, and I actually then end up with enough strips to create 2 cards. Both are going to be exactly the same, so I'm only going to show you how I do one of them because, like I said, the process is virtually the same. So I've put my strips to one side, and now I just need to prepare a surface where I'm actually going to assemble my background. So I've taken a piece of just regular printer paper, and I've cut that down to 7 3/4 inch. This is going to mean that it's going to be slightly bigger because I'm going to cut it down when I come to actually assemble my card at the end. And to make it easier, I'm actually going to cover that with a sheet of double-sided adhesive. So I've got here just a sheet of Woodware's double-sided adhesive sheets. I've cut these down to be exactly the same size. So what I'm going to do is peel up the one side, and then I can stick this down onto my printer paper. I've made cards and backgrounds with scraps before and tried out different types of adhesive, and I've definitely found that using a double-sided adhesive sheet is 100% the easiest way to do it, because the entire sheet is sticky. You don't have to worry then about getting adhesive across the whole piece of your scrap, so in this instance the strip, because the base is already sticky. I want to make sure that my first strip is as straight as I can possibly get it. So I'm going to use the grid lines on my glass mat to help me line this up. So I've made sure that my adhesive sheet is straight and again lined up with the grid lines. And then I'm just going to pick a line and I'm going to put my first strip down and make sure that it's lined up on both sides. And from here, it's really simple to get this background done, because all I want to do is line up my next strip with the strip that's already down. So I don't want there to be a gap in between these strips. I want it to be a just continuous background. So I'm just making sure that I'm buddying it up right against that edge. This is such a quick process, but I have just sped it up a little bit just so we can kind of see it all come together. So I'm just thinking about what designs I want to put next to each other. So I don't want to have 2 that are too similar right next to each other. So you can see that the 3 that I've put down now, they are completely different. And it helps then for that individual design to stand out. And what's really great about these designs within this paper pack is, like I said at the beginning, you've got some which are quite busy and bold and bright. You've got others that are a little bit more simple, like that one right at the bottom. And then you have others that are just a little bit more pastel and just a little bit more subtle. So making sure then that you get a really great variety of those different kinds of patterns in there. I think just the overall look is really, really great. And it just creates something just a little bit different. So you can see just how easily this is coming together. So I've only sped this up in editing times 2 speed. So you can see, like I said, really just how quick this is. So you want to be careful right on the edges. So you can see this top piece, I've got a very small amount of cardstock left. When I trim this down, I can then still use that piece just on the edge again. But you want to just be careful when trimming this down that you don't kind of trim too much of one off. But I really love how this looks. I think it just creates something so different. It's something so eye-catching, and it's a great way, like I said, of using up your scraps. So I know I said I wasn't going to show you this second background being created, but since I've sped it up, I thought I would keep it in here. So this one I decided to do vertical instead of horizontal. I'm not too worried about the pattern and if it's the right way round or not. It might be with some pattern paper that matters, but with this one I don't really think that it does. The other thing I really love about this is these cards aren't going to be exactly the same. So I'm not trying to make them the same, but I'm not actively trying to make them different either. It really just depends what cards I've got or what patterns paper I've got left over and really where I start them. I really adore how these have turned out. I think they're so beautiful, and I think just that mixture of different colours and types of flowers I think are so beautiful. And you can see that I've just matte and layered them onto some black cardstock, and then I've popped them onto that 8x8 inch card base. And these are going to make such beautiful cards. I'm not going to do anything with them just yet. I'm going to leave them and wait until I need to create a card. I'm going to show you one more design that you can create from your scraps, and I'm going to be using this Terrazzo Chic and Splendid Speckle Pack, along with then the Sweet Dixie Hexagon Nesting Dies. And I'm going to pick sort of a medium size hexagon here. I am creating another 8x8 background, and this will just mean that we can get a lot of the design in there, but also then a lot of the different kinds of papers. The other thing I really love about these papers is you can die cut multiple sheets at a time. So here I'm cutting 4 sheets together, and then when I run it through a second time, I actually managed to, I think it was 6 sheets I managed to get through. The only thing I would say about this paper, because it is slightly thinner, I did get some impressions from my cutting mats. Of course, these are quite heavily used. So some of them were just showing those kind of leftover imprints in my mats a little bit more than others did. But yeah, I thought it was really great that you can multiple cut these. So you can see these are all just going to come out really simply. All I did just to make sure that they cut all together is I popped some purple tape just around it, and that kept everything together because it is coated. It was a little bit sort of sliding. I've cut myself another backing sheet, and I've popped another piece of the double-sided adhesive. So here I've used scraps again, so I've actually used 2 leftover pieces from when I cut down an A4 sheet to 8x8. That left me then with 2 halves, and this fit perfectly. So these are around about 4 inch each. So I'm just picking the backing off those, and then we can go ahead and get started putting our hexagons on here. So I'm going to line this up with the lines on my mat again. But the one thing is, obviously, this isn't going off the edge like my strips were. So I'm going to take my T-square ruler, and this is going to help me line up my first hexagon. Once you've got that first shape on and straight, it's really simple to build up your background from there, because this is just going to fit together really perfectly. So the one thing I would say is to think about the papers you're using next to each other, just like I said with the strips floral background, because I did find that the sort of first few ones that I've done here, they're quite dark, but I had a really lovely mixture of light and dark backgrounds papers. But I found that I just sort of grabbed them. I didn't really think about it at the time, but I put quite a few of these dark ones together, and then I found that I had a lot of the lighter ones left over. So if I did start this again, I would think about having a good mixture, not having too many dark ones next to each other and too many light ones next to each other either. But you can see just how easy this is to build up, because you're literally just slotting them in next to each other. Depending if you have cut yourself more than what you need, I found that when I come to trim this down, I was able then to use the scraps and the leftovers again from here and repurpose them for the small sections that were coming off the sides. So you can see along the sides we've got just small areas, but rather than cutting more shapes again, I can just use my offcuts. So once I've got all of them on, I can then go ahead and trim these down, like I said, to finish then my design. So these white panels that I cut down originally, like I said, were 7 3/4 inch. So I end up trimming my backgrounds down to 7.5 inch when I come to matte and layer them onto some black cardstock. And so it means that I've got myself a little extra wiggle room, and I can see exactly where I want to trim from. So if I've got one side that maybe is quite thin next to the edge, there isn't tons of that, I can choose then to kind of chop it from the other side. Hopefully that makes sense. So you can see I've done my first trim down, and then with these scraps I can go ahead and just pick the ones that I want to use, and then I can pop them in again. This is also the reason why I found that using these double-sided adhesive sheets works much better, because you've got that full adhesive right to the corner. So if you do only have a little tiny piece that's going to be stuck on, it means that it's going to be stuck down right to the edge. It's not going to fall off, and you're not going to find that you've then got just an empty space where you had the tiniest little piece of pattern paper sort of drop off. Now I've got my background done, I can go ahead and just trim this down. Like I said, this is now being trimmed down to 7.5 inch square. And then I can go ahead and just mat and layer this again onto a piece of black cardstock and then onto my card. You can see just how great that looks. Again, that little bit of black matte and layering just really helps pick out, some of those designs really nicely. And again, the same with those floral patterns as well. I think that black really helps it to stand out a little bit more. But I think these are really great ways of using up your scraps. But maybe if you buy paper packs and you're not 100% sure what to do them, maybe you don't use them very often, again, these are really easy backgrounds and projects that you can create. Not only that, for me personally, like I said at the beginning, I'm having a little bit of a creativity block at the moment. This was a really great exercise for me just to go and sit down in the craft room, not worry about what I was creating, what the finished product was going to be, but just to have some fun, again, use some of these really beautiful paper pads. And it was really just a lot of fun. And it means that I've got something there if I need a quick card, I can pop the right sentiment onto it and it's good to go. If you want to hit that thumbs up button down below, that would be really appreciated, and leave me a comment. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, please do so you don't miss out on any future videos, and hit that notification bell as well and it'll tell you when I have uploaded my next video. So that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching and happy crafting.